Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today it is a Marvel Crisis Protocol unboxing, and we're taking a look at another X-Men set. It is the X in X-Men himself, Professor Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, and the Shadow King. This is a pretty cool 2-pack. I will admit I am far more interested in Professor X than the Shadow King. As far as general fandom, definitely way more excited about Professor X. But as far as miniatures go, that Shadow King model looks absolutely insane, especially with the box art. Like they're setting the bar pretty high with this. Like, this is gonna be really intimidating to actually paint. But it can also be really fun. I'm thinking some airbrush stuff is gonna be absolutely required, but I'm gonna have fun with it. We're gonna unbox this. We're gonna put these minis together. We'll look at the cards. We'll look at all this cool stuff that comes in here. If you guys are new here to the channel, we talk about tabletop games an awful lot. And we're also doing a giveaway right now. If you guys haven't already heard, it's for a $25 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is to enter to win that is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. If you're already subscribed, you're already halfway there. Let me know some of your favorite Marvel characters in the comments section. And we can also keep the discussion going on Discord and other social media. There's links for all of that stuff in the video description below. Big thanks to Atomic Mass Games for sending this out. They've sent me a couple of Marvel Crisis Protocol expansions lately to unbox and review. These are always very fun to be able to take a look at these, and especially because I hadn't been really covering MCP in a while, and it's nice to kind of get a refresher and get some of these cool models, and plus it's really fun to paint them. I've been sharing some of my paint jobs on social media as well, so be sure to check all that good stuff out. This is our the people who helped bring us the game, and if you want your instructions, of course you'll use your camera, and if you set it to, make sure you're not doing video like me, right? Set it to photo, you take a picture of that, and it'll bring you to the section on AMG's website where you can find out how to put these together. A lot of times these aren't too difficult to assemble, but in case you were wondering, you know, there will be ways. Here we go. We have two bases here, and then we've also got this looks like the Professor X right here, and this looks like Shadow King right here. They don't look like they're going to be too terribly difficult, so that is going to be fun. And we've got our cards here, and we've got some special. We got some Shadow King special tokens too. Look at that. And they're a little bit well, they're not the same size either, so that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at these cards and the sprues. Let's do a close-up look on the sprue first, because these are pretty cool. Like, this is such a cool piece here. I don't imagine this guy would be very hard. Like, even if you didn't have instructions, you know, torso, you know, always, you know, do torso first, then legs, then arms, and then this head looks like the head for this guy. Although I bet you could probably put that head on him if you really wanted to. That'd be a fun thing to do. Yeah. And then here's another closer look at Professor X and his sprue. So that wheelchair, not too many pieces there, a lot of solid stuff. Kind of like I like the pose that they have him doing, reaching out, using his crazy stuff. Oh, you can have him with Cerebro if you want. Also, I like that. I think I'll go with the classic bald-headed pose. I don't think I want him with Cerebro in this particular instance, but it's cool that you have two head options there, which is super fun. Let's go ahead and look at the cards. All right, so we've got Professor X here. He is a 2/2/6, so really strong blue defense. He's going to cost you quite a bit. He's got 6 health, 4. I've got those crisscrossed for a second. So he's 6'4", 2 and medium. He's got the Psychic Dart Builder with Root. He's got Mental Suggestion, which allows you to advance the character at speed if it deals damage, which is really nasty, but just being able to move people kind of like, especially against somebody with long, like do this against Spider-Man and just, you know, like boom, you're like now in a really bad position. So I like that, but it is only range 3. So if you're gonna do that, you're putting yourself at extreme risk. So I like the give and take for that. It's potentially really strong, but maybe if you can make him go last and then do it, I don't know. But then it's definitely a give and take. Astral Duel is kind of cool against somebody else with high mystic defense or mental defense, because it's you add dice to the attack roll equal to their defense. It's going to be 4 on top of that, and they cannot reroll or modify dice in the defense roll during this attack. He has a leadership ability, Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters affiliation, Uncanny X-Men. Once per turn, when an allied character spends 1 or more power to use a reactive or active superpower, I believe that's the terminology for those symbols. After the effect is resolved, another allied character may gain a power. So that's just kind of cool. It's good teamwork, right? Everybody kind of gaining power. It's a good way to get power to those people that really, really need it. So that's a fun one. He's got Professor's Guidance, which costs X, while another allied character within 4 is attacking or defending. During the modified dice step of the attack, a character may spend 1 to 3 to use this superpower. For each power spent, the allied attacking or defending character may reroll 1 of its dice. The superpower can be used only once per turn. So you can give rerolls to other folks, which is really cool. And he's got Telepathic Lock. When an enemy character targets this character with an attack, it may use its blue defense regardless of the attack type unless they pay 2, which is incredibly cool for his defense, because if somebody's low on power, you can just be like, no, it's a 2 tax to actually attack me normal, which I think is awesome. And then Omega level Telepath. He can't be pushed or advanced by the effects of blue attacks or enemy superpowers. Here's the other side for him. And he goes down to 5 health instead of, or it goes up to 5 health. It goes down. He was a 6. I guess the wheelchair gives him some extra armor. He's kind of slumping in the chair a little bit there. Either that or he's tired and he needs a nap. Professor X needs a nappy nap. We got Shadow King here, who is going to cost 5. He's expensive. He is a 3, 4, 5. Make a nice adversary for Professor X. 6'5", height 3, and short speed. He's got Mental Shackle, which is his builder. It has Root, and he can also advance the target short, which is a really nice free cost card, but it is also distance 3, so he has to get fairly close. He's got Astral Disintegration, which costs 4. Add dice to the attack roll equal to the damage the target character has, up to a maximum of 5. They cannot reroll or modify dice during their attack. So the weaker they are, this is like a good finishing blow. Or maybe good against Hulk or something like that too. Astral Fiend, you're going to place a projection token. So that's going to be, I believe, this larger token right here. Within 3 of him, when measuring range for this character's attack or superpowers, measure from the projection token. When measuring range for enemy blue attacks, enemy characters may measure range, may measure to this character or the projection token. When this character is dealt damage by a blue attack, remove the token. At the beginning of the cleanup phase, remove the token. The superpower can be used only once per turn. So it really helps him extend his range significantly, especially when things like this are only range 3. It's massive. That's pretty cool. But it does cost you 3 power to place it, and you're gonna have to place it, and it's an action, which ouch. Yeah, that's rough. That is definitely rough, especially because it also leaves you vulnerable. Actually, I'm not sure how much I like that. All right, let's keep going down. Immortal Essence. This character may remove up to 3 damage from itself. Can only be used once per turn. That's pretty good. Nightmare Visions. When an enemy character ends an advance within 3 of this character, he can use this superpower, roll 3 dice, and they're going to suffer a damage for each damage symbol in the result. If this deals at least 1, he can advance them short. Can be used only once per turn. That is a very frustrating ability, but also high power cost. He's got an extremely high power cost to use these. These are all, they're good abilities, except they cost a lot. And Astral Fiend, while what it does can be great, it's got a pretty high cost to be able to do all that. He does have, to help him with his power, he's got Omega level Multiversal Entity, which he gains an additional power during the power phase. Will that be enough to fuel his power-hungry needs? I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right. We also got some cards. He has the Astral Plane card. During the power phase, a Shadow King may spend 1 to play this card. Choose a secure objective token and place an astral incursion token on it. Enemy characters suffer 1 damage when they end an activation within 1 of the astral incursion, and when they interact with the objective token marked by the astral incursion. And then next cleanup phase, remove it. So that's this smaller one here. So he kind of just marks that point, like, yeah, you don't want to go after that point. No, you don't, which is kind of cool. Professor X has Cerebro, which is cool. During his activation, an uncanny X-Men character with at least 1 blue attack and at least 5 blue defense may play this card. So I think that's obviously Professor X. I'm guessing Jean Grey is the only other one. I'm not sure if she has 5 blue defense in her current form or not, or if this is kind of hinting at a future version, but I'll have to go pull out her card later and look at that. Off the top of my head, I can tell you that Professor X obviously can use this, but Jean Grey would be the most likely other character. Maybe Emma Frost? I don't think I have Emma Frost, though. I don't know. All right, for the rest of this round, the character that played this card increases the range of its blue attacks by 1 up to a maximum of 5, then adds 1 die to its blue attacks, then adds 1 die to its blue defense rolls. Additionally, this character's attacks do not require line of sight and ignore stealth for the superpower for the rest of this round. So it's a cool card. And then Mind Wipe is also really interesting. I like this one. That's like a reactionary card. When another allied character is dazed or KO'd by an enemy attack or superpower, Professor X may spend 3 to play this card. He immediately makes this attack shown above, targeting the enemy character that made the attack. And it's called Enough. It ignores range and line of sight. Target cannot be changed. It adds dice equal to the damage dealt by the dazed or KO'd character. If it deals damage after the attack is resolved, the character gains an activated token. If they were activating, it ends their activation immediately. That's just a really cool card. It's not, it's probably going to shut down a lot of people. Not that many people have a high blue defense. And he can play this reactionary. I would imagine you can play it with Cerebro, because you can play Cerebro on his turn, and then if he goes first, and then he can just be like ready to get like an extra die with it, because it is a blue attack. So it's pretty cool. And if you can do it to shut down like a reactionary ability of somebody else before their activation, you can take away their whole activation, which is pretty cool. I think if somebody's going up against you and you're running Professor X, though, they're going to probably be anticipating this card. And so if they're going to daze somebody, they'll probably try to make sure that that's their last action. So if you do play this, you might not get that much out of it. But it's cool. It's still cool, though, because the threat of this card will influence the way your opponent plays, which I also think is a pretty cool thing. I think that's it for all of the cards. Let's go ahead and look at the miniatures. All right, so we've got these guys assembled now. Shadow King is very cool, man. This is a really cool looking miniature. He's got all these cool effects. He's going to be very interesting to paint as well. I am definitely thinking, like white coat, like very much like Prime, airbrush a lot of white on this guy, get it nice and smooth. Like, I don't like painting white with a brush at all if I can help it. It ends up being too chalky, so I like to airbrush the white on, and then maybe brush some apothecary white over the top of that and give it some nice blend effects and natural shading. And then maybe brush this guy with blue. I don't know, because if I airbrush this guy blue, I'm going to get blue airbrush all over the white. But maybe airbrush a little purple to accent the blue, and then and then a little bit of that purple can get on there, and it'll just be a little bit of glow. I've seen some really cool paint jobs that do that. Seems like that'll be fun. Professor X also very, very cool looking, simpler model here. Very straightforward. I do enjoy the pose. The pose is very good, and very, pretty good overall model. I like the simplicity with it. So yeah, they're looking pretty good. All right, guys, that is a first look at the Shadow King and Professor X. Well, the first look for me. Maybe you've seen it already. He's been out for a little while, but if you haven't yet, they look pretty cool. I especially like Professor X. I think he'll be a fun one to run around. Now, trying to figure out the best team for him to lead is going to be the interesting one. But I think that should be, half of the fun is trying to build the team. We'll talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Another big thanks to Atomic Mass Games for sending these out. And also thanks to all my patrons. You guys are superstars and help make this whole channel possible. Thank you so much for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other always. Wash your socks. Have a great day. Is the X in X-Men, X-Men's, the X-Men's, why did I say it like that? X-Men. Do I know how to speak?